Hi, so the topic compiled for this deck of cards is how you respond to the world, specifically stress. So the content or information in these cards will facilitate working through any passage about stress or any standalone questions on the MCAT dealing with stress. And before we get into the actual cards, I just want you to realize stress is not our natural state of being. So, I know we have that ability to respond to something where the outcome is stress, but just keep in mind it's not our natural state of being. Our natural state of being is, that parasympathetic mode, rest and digest, okay? S blank R is an imminent or challenging event, and AS blank R is an imminent or challenging event. And when I say imminent, I mean something that's bound to happen, but it's the kind of something that you doom or you dread happening. So a stressor is an imminent or challenging event, okay? S blank S R blank N is a subsequent physical and emotional response to a stressor that follows after we appraise a stressor. More specifically, it is how we cope. So what is this S blank S R blank N? And actually, the N is incorrect. That's not supposed to be there. This N is actually an E. Oh no, it was correct. My bad. Stress reaction. I should trust myself a little bit more. So our stress reaction. S blank S is not to be mistaken for a stimulus or response. It is the process by which we appraise and cope with the environmental threats and challenges. So what is this S blank S? And coping or cope is basically how we deal with something difficult. So, all right, this is the topic of our discussion, and that's stress. Stress arises less from actual events and more from our A blank T of those events. So, where does the stress arise from? Right, so this is why I say stress is not our natural state of being. It's actually a state of mind because the stress doesn't arise from what happens. It arises from how we assess or appraise what happens. So it arises from our assessment. The second The secondary response to stress is an evaluation of the individual's ability to see stressful with the stressful. A secondary appraisal of harm assesses what blank has already been done. So what does a secondary appraisal of harm assess? A lot of these cards are very contextual and have a lot of definitive sentences. So, just practice them over and over. You don't have to know everything verbatim, but you have to keep the core concept straight and don't confuse or, put any extra words in a definition that don't belong. So a secondary appraisal assesses what damage has already been done.